Hi, welcome to the first video in my pilot rating theory series. This series of videos is going to go through everything you need to know to sit and smash your pilot exam, as well as some additional information that I think is worth knowing as you progress into a career in cross-country flying. These videos aren't all you get for your money either. I'm encouraging you to send me messages on school asking any questions about the video content to make sure that you totally understand the content so you can do as well as possible in the exam. We're going to start off by talking about why you should get your pilot rating and what's involved in obtaining the rating. But first of all, congratulations on your CP. You're now able to go out and fly on your own, improve your soaring and thermaling skills, get stuck into a club and make some great new friends to share your flying with. To introduce myself, I'm Ben. I'm an instructor at flysussex paragliding, and you may or may not have met me during your training as I'm often away studying engineering at university. But what I really like to do is teach people like you to paraglide. I learned at flysussex in 2020 during the lockdown and never really left, with the school mentoring me into a trainee instructor, and in 2023 I gained my full instructor rating. I teach in Sussex and fly around the world with the team on cross-country trips. I most enjoy cross-country flying and hike and fly competitions, and all of this flying is made possible by obtaining my pilot rating. So down to business, why should you bother getting your pilot rating? You can already fly around on your own, but the club pilot has some limitations. Your pilot rating allows you to fly cross-country. The content you learn for the exam furthers your knowledge, giving you a better understanding of airspace and weather, which is needed to fly distance. It's a nice next stepping stone in your own personal flying development. It's always good to feel like you're progressing. You can also become a coach or an instructor, following some additional courses and assessments. And most competitions will require a pilot rating, as well as some additional paperwork such as an FAI license. Finally, just so that you can feel you're a fully qualified paraglider, not just a novice. The pilot rating is most people's final step in the progression. There is the advanced pilot rating, but pilot gives you almost everything you'll ever need for your flying journey. But what do we mean by cross-country or XC flying? An XC flight is one that can't be considered a local flight. A local flight would be one where you take off from a site and land at one of its designated landing fields. You may hill soar along a long ridge and land at a field far away from the takeoff, as long as it's one of the ridge's given landing fields. Or the landing may be out of sight from launch. For example, in Olo Deniz, where we do SIV, you can't see the beach until you fly clear of the plateau below takeoff. But this is still a local flight, not a cross-country. So your cross-country flights may have an unknown landing field. You may set a goal for a field you have been to before, or even fly a triangle and land back at the original site's landing field. However, during the flight, there's a possibility you may land in a new place, which is unlikely to have a windsock or be perfectly flat or easy to land in. This is a cross-country flight. You may also have to navigate around controlled airspace, such as ATZs, flight ceilings, or national parks. And the BHPA takes a pessimistic stance on what is considered to be XC. So if there's any doubt, the flight will not be considered local. Club pilots can fly cross-country. However, they have to be under supervision and be thoroughly briefed on the route, the expected weather, and any airspace that needs to be considered. This has to be supported by documentation, with a signature displaying the CP's understanding of the task. For this reason, we require pilot rating for most of our cross-country trips. During these videos, I'll cover everything you need to know for the theory exam, and a little extra that I think is applicable and that I would have wanted to know at your level. We'll talk about more in-depth meteorology, airspace and key zones, more theory of flight, and we'll go into you as a pilot and the psychology of flying and your airmanship. Next video, I'll cover details about the exam that you'll sit to get your rating.